Well, hello, everyone. My name is Missy Hides, and I am going to be sharing on the call tonight. And I want to make sure that I have this set up the right way. So if anybody can be hearing me or seeing me, if you could just maybe do some of those sticker thumbs up for me or comment, that would be super helpful. Because then I would know that I'm on and that we're good to go. Yay. Okay. Getting some thumbs up, some loves. Awesome. All right. Well, I was going to adjust my seat here, but I think it's as adjusted as it's going to get. So awesome. You can hear me and you can see me. Yay. Awesome. All right. Well, I want to, just be prompt on time, and I really want to just thank all of you that are hopping on, whether you are a consultant with Arbonne, whether you are a guest, maybe you kind of just happened upon this and you weren't really sure what this was all about, but I really hope over the next 20 or so minutes just to bring some value to your journey in Arbonne. If you have already decided that this is a fit for you, if you are contemplating this as an option for yourself, then I hope that, I can just bring some value, maybe shed some light by sharing my story, and, just encourage you that this is just a wonderful opportunity. So thank you all for letting me know that you can see me and hear me, and I love interactions on lives. I think it's easier than just kind of statically talking, by myself. So, when I made a post on Facebook, I listed out really 8 reasons that I was going to share tonight. And so I really want to go through the story of Arbonne, with those 8 points, and again, just paint a full picture, but at the same time really share my story, because I think at the end of the day, what is powerful is people's own personal experiences. So giving just a quick background, my name is Missy Hides. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know if I shared that. I am currently a regional vice president and an independent consultant with Arbonne. While I live in Kentucky, I was actually born and raised on a farm in North Dakota, about an hour from the Canadian border. And the town that I'm from is about 300 people. So I was raised, really in a pretty small community of people, a really close-knit group of people. I was raised to work hard. I was, I saw that being modeled over and over again. And I kind of tease people all the time that when I was offered this opportunity with Arbonne, really what I brought to the table was a good work ethic. I knew how to play basketball, and I loved Jesus. That was kind of the big skills that I brought to the table. And so I ended up in Kentucky because right after college, I actually went and I spent 1 year with a missionary group. And I didn't really know where that was going to lead me, but I really got a heart for international missions, and I got a heart for people in a way that I had never had a heart before. And I saw need, and I saw people having struggle, and I knew I wanted to be a part of that. And also in that year that I worked with this missionary group, I fell in love with a wonderful man named Sonny Hides, and that's how I ended up in Louisville, Kentucky. So that was around the time I was probably 18 or 19. We got married when I was 22, finished my degree. I do have a background, a bachelor's in communications and international studies, because I went to school, maybe like some of you, and maybe if you want to raise your hand, yep, that was me. You went to school really just to go to school, but you didn't really have a clear career path. I went to school really trying to figure out how I could make a career out of, somewhat making a difference, whether that was nonprofit or in the missions world. And so after college, and while I was in college, I served and bartended at restaurants. I coached basketball. So I had kind of non-traditional jobs. So when I got out of college and I got my first, what I would kind of call career job, where you get hired, you have a salary, you have benefits, you have X amount of days for time off, I was 24. And what I realized, or maybe I was 23, what I realized was that I was a really good worker, that I was a really motivated person, but I was not a good employee. And I don't know if anybody else can feel me on that. And maybe you could be like, yep, that was me. But I just didn't really want to be told when to come to work, when to go home. But mostly I didn't want to be told when I could have time off. And I didn't want to be told or have someone else decide for me what I could earn or make. Because in my mind, if I worked harder, I should be able to make more money. And if I worked just enough to, fulfill the job duties, then I would get, that set income. But not having an ability to really decide what days I had off or when I could go to North Dakota to see my family or friends, and then not having any ability to leverage my income, wasn't ideal for me. But I also knew I was 24, and how many choices do you have, at the ripe old age of 24? And so when Arbonne was shared with me, it was shared with me from a coworker. And, I'm so grateful that Debbie took the time to share it with me. And here's the thing, you all, this might be helpful for some of you consultants. What Debbie did was she just left a little hand cream on my desk, and I actually went into her office and I said, what is this? And so sometimes you will have people like me who will come and ask you about your business. Not too often, but that can happen sometimes. And so she shared it with me, and that was a Friday. It took her probably less than an hour to tell me really all about it. And what she shared really caught my attention. And so I went home and I told Sonny, I said, I think I want to start a business with Arbonne. And he said, what's Arbonne? And I said, oh, it's this really awesome network marketing company, and I think I want to do it. And then the next question he said was, well, have you tried any of their products? And I said, no, but I think they're going to be awesome. And why I share that, this is part of the why I said yes, is because I looked at Arbonne from a business venture standpoint. I didn't look at Arbonne as, ooh, I'm super passionate about skincare. I'm super passionate about health and wellness. I had no business, you all, telling people about skincare or health and wellness. Prior to Arbonne, I was using Aveeno from Target because that's what I could afford. I think it was $8 a bottle, and it seemed kind of natural. I didn't know. And I knew that fast food wasn't really healthy, so I would pick Subway, as the healthy choice. So that was my reference point on this whole health and wellness concept. But what I saw was a business opportunity that I saw evidence. And that is part of why I said yes. So if you're on this call tonight and you have a white Mercedes with Arbonne, please just say me or yes, or I've got the bins. Because what I loved when I heard about Arbonne was that there were people living in my city, people in extended networks where I didn't know them, but I knew people who knew them, that were being successful at what I was considering a level of success, which was being a VP and having a paid for Mercedes. So I'm going to ask you guys to just comment. I know Christina, you're on there. Mary Burleson, you're on there. There's a couple of you. Christy Von Wahlberg, you guys, you all have the bins. I have the bins. So that was proof. It was evidence. So that's important when you're sharing this. We want to share evidence of this, okay? The other thing was that it was low risk. At the time, I was working full time. My husband and I were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. He had a master's and really was just having a very difficult time finding employment in his field. It was with government work, and all levels of government went on a hiring freeze. Isn't that awesome? So he ended up being a barista at Starbucks. And so, I didn't have a huge amount of money to sink into a business. So, when I was looking at, thinking about I don't want to be an employee, but what would I do? And I will tell you guys, I didn't spend lots of times thinking about it. There was just a discontentedness in my soul, knowing that I didn't want to be an employee for the rest of my life. And so there was low risk. It was $80 or maybe $60, or I don't even remember. It was 12 years ago. To sign up, I bought some product, and here's what I did to buy product. And if you're a new consultant and your finances are tight, our finances were tight. We were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. We were sharing a Jeep that we paid $1 for, $1. And I think that was only because for the state of Kentucky, you had to have some sort of transaction. Okay, so it was basically a free car we were given. But we had a little bit of money in savings. And so what we did was Sonny was very much on board within, I heard about this on a Friday. By Monday, I was signing up. And the only thing that he said was, I just really want you to commit to this at least for a year to see how you like it, if you can be successful at it. And so what we did was we took half of our savings, which was around $500, and we invested it into this business. I bought a skincare set, an RE9 set, I bought some makeup, I bought some catalogs, I think that included my sign up, and then we took the other $500 and we gave it away to somebody that was going on a missions trip, because we felt that we wanted to sow into the things that we wanted this business to sow into one day. And so, that was definitely a step of faith, and that was probably the biggest risk that we took with this business. But we did that. And so I'm going to encourage you that if you haven't yet really kind of invested into your business at a level that feels risky for you, for some people, risk feels like $200. For some of you, you can invest $800 or $1,000 to get your tools. The investment part, that a dollar amount doesn't matter. What matters is that you're making a commitment to this business. Okay, so I did that. And the other reason why I said yes was that I was being given an opportunity. And I was smart enough to know that opportunity doesn't come around just every day. And I saw this for what it was, and I didn't know anything. I didn't have a business degree. I didn't have any business sense. I wasn't a skincare or cosmetic person, but I saw this for what it was, and so I was willing to jump in. So why did I start without ever trying a product sample? Again, I started because it was a business opportunity. One of the things that I think about is before I said yes to Arbonne, I had actually tried to get my husband to look at franchising Papa Murphy's restaurants. They were really popular up in North Dakota because when everybody is living in rural settings, to buy your pizza like already at a Pizza Hut and then you drive it home, it's cold and gross. So take and bakes were a big thing. They were not yet down here in 2004. So I asked Sonny, I said, hey, I think we should kind of look into this. If you can't tell, most people marry somebody that's kind of opposite of them. So I'm kind of squirrely, adventurous, a little bit more of a risk taker. Sonny is an analyst. Okay, that's like what he does now. He owns a business as a data analyst. So very risk adverse. We're a great complement to each other. And he just was like, I don't want to own a pizza business. I don't want to do anything like that. And there was a huge investment. I think it was going to be like $60,000. Here's the thing. I wasn't looking at opening up a Papa Murphy's franchise because I was passionate about Papa Murphy's franchise or Papa Murphy's pizza. We have friends that have spent tens of thousands, close to $100,000 opening a State Farm agency. They don't open that because they're so passionate about the insurance product that State Farm offers. They do that because it's a business opportunity. And so that's what Arbonne is. So why was it a great